It is the star of the show, straight from the silver screen, the cinema sickness, the Hollywood horror, Lexi Gomez. And you're listening to OTS Project.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the OTS Project, episode 32. Theo, what's going on?
What's going on? We're here again.
Yes, sir. We have our topic this week, our top 5 women's wrestlers. So before we dive into that, though, do we want to...
I need this mug cleaned every week, or
Okay.
at least every month, so when I come back, I can always have it.
Right. Do we want to maybe, talk about women's wrestling before we actually dive into this list? Because I feel like
That's
women's
important. Yeah.
women's wrestling in general, like, there's been a very big evolution. I know they like to use that a lot, but that's truly is the term. Like, women's wrestling in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s, kind of 2010s was not good. Was not good.
No. That's what you're looking for.
I don't really put it on the women. I put that more on like Vince McMahon not wanting the women to actually wrestle and more just wanting them to be like naked.
Right.
You know, but it really kind of starts with like Paige and Emma, Bayley, Sasha. AJ Lee, Charlotte,
Bellas.
Becky, all of them. Like, it starts there where they kind of were like, no. And the fans, because the fans genuinely did that whole, like, women's evolution thing. So, basically, the fans and you know, the women that were on the roster at the time were like, no, we're not going to stand for this anymore. We want something to change because they want to actually wrestle. I know people like Tori Wilson and stuff, I know they've talked about where, like, Fit Finlay was always the, like, agent for their matches. And they always wanted to do more. And Fit would get upset because he's like, I can't because that's not what they want. I want you to do it. And Fit, I think, would do like training sessions before, just rolling around the ring before SmackDowns and Raws, trying to help these girls get better because these girls genuinely wanted to get better. But Vince was just like, no, we're not going to do, 20 minutes. They got 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and just slaps and spanks and stupid stuff.
Hair pulling.
So I over time am very, very glad that women's wrestling has changed for sure, and that it is in like a way, way, way better spot.
I think it definitely has benefited like long-term fans the most because we've gotten to see a lot of the progression that women's wrestling has taken on over the past like 10 years or so.
100%. For me, our list is not top 5 women's matches, but for me, my number one is Bayley and Sasha in Brooklyn.
That's a good one.
That I've seen that match. That's not just one of my favorite female wrestling matches. That's just one of my favorite matches. Like if I had to make a list. Top 5, maybe top 10. I'm not sure where it would be. That match is in there no matter what. It doesn't matter to the women, but that match to me, I feel like it really started with Paige and Emma at what I think it was like NXT Arrival or whatever, like the first like kind of takeover. That's where it really started because those girls were given like 20 minutes and Triple H was like, just go do it. So it kind of started there, mixed with the Bellas doing stuff on Raw. That's where that evolution started. But I think that match in Brooklyn between Bayley and Sasha is really where it was like. Bam.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
Like, okay, now we're really here. And just all of them. I know we're not big fans of Charlotte, but she still is a part of that and still did help set that tone.
That for sure.
Because even that match at WrestleMania 32 of Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte, that match is insane. Like, that's an incredible match. Again, we're both not big Charlotte fans, but if I have to list, Charlotte Flair matches, that's in her top 5 for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, the women were just ready. And it's the same thing, like, they filmed at WrestleMania 32 before the show. They filmed all of the women, and that's where they said, we're changing it from divas to just, you guys are just women. You guys are just part of it. So that was really cool. They introduced the same WrestleMania. Lita came out on the pre-show and said, no more divas title. Here's the Raw Women's Championship, I think, or maybe just the Women's Championship. I don't remember. But that WrestleMania, that was like 2016. That's where everything really changed for the women. So... Yeah, but any other thoughts you got on women's wrestling before we dive in?
I'm certainly a much bigger fan of it now than I was before. You kind of talked a little bit about your favorite match. Mine's a good bit newer. Mine's Bianca versus Becky at WrestleMania 38. Yep. I still go back and watch that one. I think it is just one of the most incredible matches. I think it is just pitting two of like the best in the division against each other for the championship. I think they did an incredible job. Even now, like at just like WrestleMania 41, that triple threat match with Io, Bianca, and Rhea,
like match of
that took the whole pay-per-view. That was the best.
Even looking at, I don't think you watched it, but even looking at AEW in the past year, they had the whole feud between Mariah May and Toni Storm was incredible, and they had multiple great matches. Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter. I think we went to a movie theater and saw that match, and that match was another one that we were like, oh my god,
That was a good one.
Tony Storm in general is just incredible.
She's doing a lot of good stuff over there.
So yeah, all right, but let's dive into our top 5 women's wrestlers. Do we still want to do one by one, or do we want to?
No, we'll let. I guess I can go first
Okay.
on like my whole list, and then you can go.
Right.
I feel like that makes a little more sense there.
I do have multiple honorable mentions.
I do have a good few as well on mine. My honorable mentions are going to be Bailey, Becky Lynch, Chelsea Green. I have to say it like that. I can't not say it. Kairi Sane, Roxanne Perez, Chyna, AJ Lee, Naomi, and Carmella.
Okay, all right. Carmella is a sneak in there.
Peek. I do wish she was back, but
Right.
obviously there was that whole contractual dispute or whatever. But I do think she was really good, especially towards the end there.
Right.
My number 5 is going to be a much newer pick, but someone that has been very much impressing me over the past year or two with how they've been doing in WWE. My number 5 is going to be Stephanie Vaquer. Taking over the entire NXT Women's Division just by storm and already even being called up onto the main roster. She has been doing incredible stuff. I can't wait to see just how many other PLE main events, WrestleMania main events that she has, because I know that that's definitely the direction they're trying to push her into, because she's a very hot star right now.
Unmatched aura, bro.
Unmatched aura.
Insane amounts of aura.
Her entrance is second to very few, I'd say, in terms of like all the women entrances you can really think of. Just an incredible competitor, incredible in the ring.
Yeah.
And just has so much like energy behind her, and like fans just love her.
Yeah.
Everything is going in the direction of Stephanie Vaquer right now.
She's up,
up
bro.
and up and up.
She's up.
She's up.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, she's so good, bro. And it's just the future. Like, she's in my honorable mentions. But yeah, like, she's future, bro. Like, and I mean, it's funny too because it all started with that AEW match against Mercedes. It wasn't even, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't even a WWE match that really put her on the map yet. Like, that's what made WWE pay attention to her.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely very good pick, and I'm very excited to see where she goes because it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
My number 4 is gonna be Legend Lita. I mean, I think definitely one of the top 5 women's theme songs of all time. First off, that shit's a fucking banger.
Right.
Secondly, I mean, you do have to recognize both her and Trish Stratus as just 2 women that absolutely paved the way for bringing a lot of attention to women's wrestling in general.
Right.
For a lot of just the banger matches and feuds that they put on in the early 2000s, even through all the awful stuff that we've talked about with like Vince McMahon and how he has like viewed women's wrestling, they still found a way to just make it to where we can main event stuff and we can put on banger main events on like Raws and stuff like that.
Right.
And I mean, Lita's always just been a big part of women's wrestling, and I think there's a lot of respect to be given out there for sure. Very entertaining, very great in the ring.
Yeah.
Can't really say many bad things.
Yeah, I mean, legend for sure. We ain't gotta glaze too much. Like, it's literally just a legend, bro. Like, she's done so much. Even like, I know it kind of does lean more towards the sexual stuff, but like the stuff with Edge was just like so good.
Stuff with parties.
Right. Oh my god, dude. Team Extreme as a little kid, that was like, the 3 of them were like my heroes, man. They were so cool. So cool. So yeah, for sure. She's up there.
Number 3 is going to be Io Sky. She's awesome, man. She's just so awesome.
The best.
I was so over the moon when she finally won the world championship.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Or maybe it was. I don't know.
Right.
It could have been unintentionally intentional.
Right.
But she's just been awesome, man. It's been so fun seeing her journey, going through everything, especially with the damage control and everything like that. Oh, yeah. That was super popular, super fun.
Right.
And she is still on top, still main eventing WrestleManias, main eventing other PLEs, like this SummerSlam coming up. And it's just been so much fun seeing, especially like her in-ring performance, I think is just, there's not too many other women that I would put above Io Sky in terms of in-ring performance.
She's a damn workhorse, man.
She's a workhorse. She is crazy. She's willing to do crazy shit. She's the queen of the sky, and it's just so fun watching any of her matches because you know she's gonna put on a good match every time. Yeah,
she's one of the best for sure.
My number 2 is gonna be very, very similar case. Asuka. Asuka has been even more fun to watch in terms of matches and just her journey, because her journey's been a good bit longer than I say Io Sky's has.
Right.
And seeing her very quick growth, just seeing her just be this unstoppable machine in her like early days, where like nobody could beat this woman.
Right.
Because she was just an absolute beast. It was so fun, such a great concept. I love her entire like gimmick and just how colorful that she is. Because I think it's something we don't really see a lot of. Because I think there's a lot of people in WWE that will go more towards like the edgy, darker stuff and stuff like that. And she just is complete opposite. She's just crazy, wacky, colorful, and I love that kind of energy. Especially in like the women's division. I think that's something that was.
And interestingly too, she also still does bring her own dark side to it.
Yes, she brings her own dark side to it, but it still like works to that advantage.
It's not black. It's not black. It's not actually dark.
Yes, it's not actually dark. It's just like psychotically dark, but it's like you love to see that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So she is my number 2, and I think she is a very good number 2. It's been very fun seeing a lot of her matches. She just puts on bangers every time.
Yep.
Great stuff from Asuka.
Yeah, another legend for sure.
My number 1 is going to be Bianca Belair.
All right.
What bad thing can you possibly say about Bianca Belair, man?
Right.
She has done it all. She is truly incredible. Her in-ring performance is incredible. Her gear never misses. We comment this every single time we watch a WrestleMania. Her gear is on point. Her theme song is amazing. The energy she brings, the amount of fans that are just behind her. She is an absolute machine, an absolute GOAT. I've loved seeing her entire journey through WWE because she has just been on the up and up and up, and she's still putting on incredible matches, incredible main events to this day. And especially with just like her hair with the ponytail, it's almost like a Mortal Kombat gimmick.
Right.
To where it's just like so completely unique and original, and you just so many ways you could use that. It just everything about Bianca Belair to me has just been absolutely incredible. She has been my favorite for a good while now. I love the woman, man. She's awesome.
Top tier, man.
Top tier.
Yeah, she's on my list too. She's one of my favorites for sure. She always like another workhorse. She doesn't disappoint. She always delivers with her matches, man, for sure.
She is my number 1.
Yeah, she's respectable glaze for sure because she is
W glaze.
Top tier. And the fact that she makes all of her own gear.
Yes.
Also adds to it.
Come on, man.
It's
like,
insane.
The work you got to put into that kind of stuff is crazy.
Right. All right.
What do you got?
I think my honorable mentions is a lot longer.
I think I would imagine so. I would imagine it's a lot longer.
For those that are watching that don't know, Theo is kind of like more just a WWE fan.
Yes.
I'm more of just a wrestling fan, you know, like I kind of pay attention to everything. So my list includes kind of non-WWE women as well. Also, there's honorable mentions that you're going to be like, how are they not on my list? But this is like all-time favorites. If it was current favorites, my list would be different. Right. So starting off, Dakota Kai, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Stephanie Vecchier, Kairi Sane, Toni Storm, good buddy JC Jane.
Oh, JC Jane, of course. I should have put her as an honorable mention. Friend of the pod.
Yep. Liv Morgan, Naomi, Deonna Purrazzo is insane. Athena / Ember Moon, top tier. Jazz.
Oh, honorable mention Jazz.
Yes.
I'm sorry. How did I forget Jazz, man? Oh,
Asuka, obviously Asuka.
Asuka, of course.
I'm gonna go Hikaru Shida in AEW. Willow Nightingale. I met her. I worked with her one time. She's the sweetest person. And I like seeing that it's still there. And she seems like somebody that I'm truly happy to see, like her success.
Yeah, of course.
Starlight Kid, she's in Stardom. She's one of my favorites. Azumi, another one from Stardom. Mayu Iwatani is in Marigold, but she was in Stardom. She's somebody that you need to learn about because she, like, in Japan, it was like Io and like her, like they were like the two top ones, and she's still there and top tier. And so even Lucha Underground, they had like this gimmick where they brought them over, and it was called like the Black Lotus Triad.
I've heard about this, the Black Lotus.
And it was Io, Kairi, and Mayu Iwatani, and it was the cool. They were like assassins, dude. It was the coolest shit ever. I wish it would have like went longer. And then to close it out, Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker, another two in NXT that I love. And I could keep going and going, but I was like, let me limit myself.
You gotta limit yourself.
So
yeah.
All right, my number 5.
Shocked Roxanne is in top 5. That's kind of crazy.
Well, currently yes, but I'm like, she's still so young in her career that I didn't. You know, there's people that I'm like, I think I have to put these people. So my number 5 is gonna be Miss Mercedes Moné / Sasha Banks.
Okay.
I think genuinely, again, this is personal favorites, but I think if I were listing this as the best, I think she may be number 1 because genuinely, this woman does not miss. Like every match she has, whether it's in AEW or New Japan or WWE, it doesn't miss. And I also was like, one of my favorite women's match is Bayley and Sasha.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like I had to put Bayley and Sasha on this list somewhere.
Right.
So yeah, I just don't think she misses. You know, there is these weird stuff about like her vibe and like her I don't want to say ego, but like
Yeah.
anybody watching probably knows like there is some weird stuff about maybe her attitude or whatever, and like I'm not big on that, but I'm not big on that for anybody. Like no, I feel like nobody should have an ego in wrestling, even if you're Shawn Michaels. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really should have an ego in wrestling because it's like, what does that do for anybody?
Tell that to Ethan Page.
Yeah. So that side of stuff I'm not a fan of, but her actual in-ring work, her character work, her promos are hit or miss sometimes, but when she delivers, she does deliver.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the in-ring work for Mercedes is just unmatched. I don't think anybody is like, well, I don't want to say nobody's on her level because there are people, but she's in like an elite class of women's wrestlers. My number 4 is going to be her partner in crime, Bayley. Another one where she don't miss, man. She's been such a standard bearer of women's wrestling and WWE's women's division for years at this point. Total workhorse. And what I love most about her is she always delivers. But what I love most about her is like the behind the scenes stuff. Everybody has something nice to say about Bayley, and everybody says that at some point they may have been down or they got released or something like that. And Bayley is the first person to help them after they get released or they had a bad match on SmackDown. Bayley's the first person standing by the curtain when those two girls come back to talk to them and tell them what they need to fix, but also tell them in a nice way not to put them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I really love is that Bayley is a locker room leader.
Yes.
Genuinely is a locker room leader. It seems like her and Natalya are really like the women's locker room leaders for WWE for sure, because both of them multiple times people have said like they just are always there to help and they just want everybody to succeed, you know? So
nothing but respect.
Right. So she's my number 4 because behind the scenes and in ring, she just seems incredible. My number 3 is going to be Io Sky as I reveal my list.
Same place on the list.
We do. I totally just revealed my list when I did that, so sorry, y'all.
Spoiler alert.
Alert. Yeah, Io Sky is saying. I mean, we said it already. Like total respectable glaze, man. She is the best. Whether she's in Japan or in WWE, she's always been the best. Whether she was in NXT, Raw, SmackDown, Stardom. She's been the best. When she was in Stardom, she was her. She was like the woman. For years, she was the top girl in Stardom and really in Joshi pro wrestling in general. So she basically just took that here to WWE, did it in NXT, similar to Asuka, of like just pretty much. She wasn't necessarily undefeated, but was on a pretty insane run as NXT Women's Champion. And I'm so glad she didn't leave because there was that rumor that she was going to leave. Right. And then Triple H took over, and so lucky that he just took over right before she left so that she would stay, because that SummerSlam moment for all three, Dakota, Bayley, Io, that's an all-time SummerSlam moment for me. Especially me being such a big fan of all three of them, but especially for Dakota Kai in a sense because she was actually released. So I remember there was no rumors of that, and I remember sitting and watching it by myself, and her music hit, and I leaped up, and I was like freaking out because I'm like, what the hell? But then seeing Io, and I was like, I thought she was out the door too. What is going on? That's a top five SummerSlam moment for me, for sure.
Such a great faction.
But Io has been holding it down for years, and especially the past year. I mean, if we look at the past year, 2025 currently / 2024, like she's just been holding it down. All of her matches have been fire. The triple threat at WrestleMania was fire. Her match at Evolution against Rhea was fire. So number 3 is Io because she's just on a different level, man. My number 2, similar to Mr. Theo here, it's gonna be Bianca Belair.
Hell yeah!
My number 2 spot.
Type shit.
Again, top tier. For years, she's been holding it down. She's really like the John Cena of WWE, like the female John Cena, because not only does she deliver, but she's the person they send everywhere. If they need female representation, Bianca Belair is probably the first person they're sending to go do the Today Show or the Tonight Show or some Make-A-Wish thing. She is the first person, and she does it all. I've never seen Bianca say anything or them having to replace her with someone else because she was too tired. Never. Like, she genuinely has like that John Cena mentality of like, I'm going to do everything. And she's like, because she's done it, she's earned so much to where she's got, like, she's almost like a legend at this point, even though she's only been there for like 5 or 6 years on the main roster at least. But like, you look at her accolades, she's had the tag title, she's had like every pretty much women's title. Like, she has done so much, and with good reason, because again, she just seems like such a great person, such a great attitude, and just such a great performer, as well as like, I just love seeing the stuff with her and Montez all the time. Like, I love that WWE has figured out now that like when they're sending her somewhere to probably just send Montez and Dawkins as well. So like you have great moments with like the three of them.
Yes.
Especially like you'll see like some clips where Bianca and Dawkins are like brother and sister almost, where they pretend like they hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so good. So everything Bianca does, like I will literally be scrolling. The moment I see Bianca Belair, I stop and I look at whatever it is, whether it's a photo, a video of a match, an interview, anything. I stop and watch it because I'm like,
you can't not.
I can't get enough of this woman.
Right, exactly.
She's so good. I'll watch like her YouTube videos. She just did like an interview with Chris Van Vliet, like an hour and a half. I sat down and watched all that. I'm like, I can't wait. Let me get the popcorn because it's just so good. She's just very beautiful spirit, very beautiful physically. Like everything about her is just like so great. So that's my number 2. And my number 1, I told you before we started recording, my number 1 is tied. I could not figure it out. I could not differentiate between these two because they both just mean a lot to me. So my number 1 is tied with Paige and AJ Lee.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, when AJ first came around, I was like kind of a tween, and then when Paige came around, I was a teenager. So like they both just, to me, they both were like trailblazers for the women's division in general, like we said. But I just love both of them so much. I used to go to NXT shows when they were still doing like house shows in Tampa at the old FCW arena every like Thursday to see Paige. I would see everybody, but Paige, I was super excited to see her all the time. I have like multiple photos with her and stuff. She was very sweet. And I've just always enjoyed like her work. I thought she's always been very good, very solid. And she's got just such a great story of like her family being wrestlers and coming from England at like 18 or something like that to go to WWE and stuff. So I've always loved that stuff. And the same thing with AJ, like, especially too, a few months ago, I like listened to her book, like an audiobook. And now, like, really knowing her full story, I'm just like, wow, like, it's incredible what people go through and are able to come out on the other side. And that's, like, perfect for AJ, as my dog is sniffing Theo's bag.
She wants to lay on it.
There you go. Yeah, just, like, but again, her work, she was, like, the first of them. You could argue that the Bellas were doing whatever, and I do agree that the Bellas had stuff, but to me, AJ was the first, because she was, like, the tomboy of when it was all WWE divas and everybody was blonde and had like fake boobs and da-da-da. AJ was like the only one, and then after AJ became Paige, where Paige was the only one that stood out.
And it just kept going
right.
And going.
And so like that's another reason why I love both of them so much, is that like they both were just so different than everybody else that was on the roster. And again, just two women that just wanted to wrestle and just wanted to help wrestling and make wrestling better. And I think they both did. I mean, Paige, you know, she went to AEW. And I wouldn't say it was like this incredible run, but she still had a good run there. And I was so happy that she was there. And she got to win the women's title in like Wembley Stadium in front of thousands of people at home. You know, so that's like such a cool moment. And then, you know, people always talk highly about her and stuff. And people want her to go back to WWE. I want her to go back to WWE. So I hope that happens at some point soon. But AJ, I mean, I feel like every week there's somebody bringing up AJ Lee. Whether it's CM Punk talking about his wife, or Roxanne, or Cora Jade, Elena Black now, but mainly like Roxanne now is talking about it. I did just see they were doing promotion for the WWE Unreal thing, Rhea and Punk, and one of the like they were playing like a game, and it was like, what WWE superstar could you FaceTime right now? And they'll pick up the phone, and Punk was like, let me FaceTime my daughter Roxanne Perez, and so he FaceTimed her, and he's talking to her, and he's like, oh, I'm shocked you answered, and she just goes, I thought you were with AJ, so that's why I answered so fast. But yeah, Roxanne has said multiple times that she wants AJ to come out of retirement so she could put her back into retirement. Like, you know, she wants a match. I think everybody would love to see
a great match.
AJ come back, and if she does come back, it has to be against Roxanne. You can't,
for sure.
If they're doing multiple matches, whatever. But if she's having one match, you can't be like, it's gonna be AJ versus Bianca or AJ versus Stephanie Vaquera. It'd still be great.
Yeah.
It has to be AJ versus Roxanne because they are so similar. I think that's why I like Roxanne so much, because she does remind me of AJ, who is like my favorite. So, yeah, it's my list.
That's a good list, yeah.
Yeah. I could yap about women's wrestling for hours because I just love how much it's changed.
Yes.
You know, like when I was a kid, I mean, I won't lie, I'm a straight guy, so when I was a kid, I was still paying attention, you know, because they were doing some things that, you know, a young kid probably would enjoy,
right.
But I wasn't taking it seriously. Now I watch women's wrestling and I take it so seriously.
Yeah.
I take it like to another level almost, and I get almost, maybe I'm even harder on the women now, like mentally. I don't want to say like, I'm just saying mentally, like when I'm watching women's wrestling, I'm almost harder because I know how good they could be. So sometimes when you have, no offense to like Maxine Dupree, but like when you have her on Raw and it's not going great, I'm like, why? Like, I've seen it. We there's the potential for these women to be so good.
You know they can put on like match of the night or match of the weekend every single time.
And so that's why I'm like, man, I get like defensive over women's wrestling now because I'm like, it's so good, and sometimes it's even better than the men. Even in the WWE Unreal show, Triple H said to Shane Helms, he was like, I don't remember exactly what match it was, but he said, isn't it insane? He's like, down at the PC, there's like 50 women for one guy that we have at the PC. Like, he was saying, like, these women just pick it up to where, in 6 months, these women are getting called up.
Right.
To where the same guy that came in 6 months ago still is learning how to do roles because he just can't figure it out. So it's like the crop of women's wrestling for sure is just on a different level right now throughout everything, whether it's WWE, TNA, AEW, Stardom, Marigold, everywhere, dude. It is just on another level. So I'm super happy that that's where we're at now with women's wrestling. I'm so excited to see like where we're gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Especially with like Evolution being as successful as it was, because that was just like banger after banger after banger. If we keep getting more of those, that'd be dope for sure.
And I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow as we're recording this. It's SummerSlam weekend.
SummerSlam weekend, yeah.
That 3-way, that Naomi, Rhea, Io, I can't wait. That's one of the matches I'm super.
Match of the night, possible match of the weekend.
Right. Whether I forgot which show it's on.
I think it's on night 2.
Okay, so tomorrow probably. I'm just so excited to like see it and see what they're gonna do. So yeah. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the episode?
No, I think you nailed it on the head. I mean, it's just exciting times, even more exciting every week.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be great to see where all these women go, see who comes in next.
Right.
It's just always improving and going on the up and up.
Right, for sure. All right, so that's kind of the end of episode 32. So we appreciate y'all watching. If you like this, make sure to leave a comment and subscribe. Shout out the WNRN, of course, always our gracious podcast host for kind of helping us out and always being there when we need. I think Jesse's working on a couple designs for us and whatnot. We just posted our Fantastic Four-esque design somewhere, so we got a couple cool things that we're working on. So yeah, stay along for the ride. We got our new little setup here.
New setup.
Yep.
It's great.
New vibe. So yeah, we appreciate y'all. We will see y'all next week.